Hey there, it's Ben from Pattern Profits bringing you the weekend update and weekly watch list for the week of February 21st. We're starting with IWO. Our proxy for small cap growth did break down out of this little wedge pattern back below, anchored VWAP there from off of the low. But what's interesting, QQQ, S&P, according to futures right now, they're way down here, undercutting prior lows, and IWO well off of that. So a divergence to keep in mind should the other indexes undercut this lows and the IWO does not, would set up a divergence there. If we take a look at FFTY, this one looking more like gap down tomorrow, it may undercut those lows. You can see anchor VWAP off of that low price back below and not far at all from those prior lows. Whereas PDP, if we look at the momentum ETF again, still hold. This is anchored VWAP off of the COVID low, still holding that level. May come down, probably going to undercut if the futures stay as red and as deeply red as they are now. May come down and retest these levels. So just interesting that IWO, our proxy for small cap growth, hanging in well above the prior lows. So worth keeping an eye on. Getting into the watch list, NUE, New Core. We're going to take a look at that one. Would be nice if this sets up a little bit more. It's come a long way, straight up from the bottom here. So sideways a little bit more here, put in a handle, then 126.67, the pivot to watch above. It's kind of a sloppy double bottom base here, and then that deep, steep decline there, and then V rally recovery. So I'd like to see this go sideways, tighten up a little. But the reason I pointed out is because you have several names in this group. We never want to ignore when there's more than one name in the group. Reliance Steel, another one. This is a much larger cup with handle pattern. Came through this 170.74 pivot with a gap on big volume, good volume here up the right side. Now you have 181.21, the standard pivot above. So would be looking for that to kind of put in a handle here, go sideways a little bit and consolidate this gap. Allow 1020 cloud to catch up there and then look for that eventual push through 181.21. Now staying in the same metals miners type group, those were more steel related, but Rio Tinto 80.44 pivot, this one looks closer to being ready, has put in the handle there, cup pattern, put in that handle there. You can even draw in a little descending trend line if you want, and if it comes through that trend line, off you go. But 80.44 pivot to watch. This little consolidation here, volumes eased up. Love to see that in the handle, but want to see big volume as it pushes through 80.44. I also have MOH, that's Molina Healthcare, and I see this as a broadening formation. Let me bring volume by price over a little bit so you can kind of see how that's setting up. And volume shelf a little lower, so these big moves within this broadening formation, if it can turn around, maybe it needs to come back down, retest 1020 cloud, 5065, or maybe the upper part of the volume shelf here. But this bearish outside day here hints that it may be coming in a little further. But good volume here on the way up. Volume eased the last couple days as it pulled back. Maybe comes in a little bit further. That's one. And then I think we're coming up to try to test that ascending portion, ascending trend line there, the broadening formation. But would want to see, like here, you got the inside day, and then that inside day confirmed lower. And so I probably would see that continuation downside, but then would like to see a similar setup to this where you actually double inside there and then confirm to the upside. Look for that to happen around this area for a run back to, like I said, that upper ascending trend line. ACLS, another one worth keeping an eye on. This one in semis, little cup with handle pattern, 75 the standard pivot there. Good volume on the way up. Really quiet volume as it came back in, testing 50, 65, 10, 20 cloud there, and year to date anchored VWAP right there as well. So we'll be keeping an eye on ACLS. Same group on semiconductor ON. Similar setup, similar pattern. Had a power earnings gap back here, still kind of dancing around that year-to-date anchored VWAP there too. Want to see it push back through, reclaim cloud, take out this little descending trend line, get back above 10, 20, 50, 65 cloud volume, shelf point of control just above too. So it would need to come through there, but if it can come through there, 67.13, the standard pivot above this volume again. Good volume on the way up, really eased up on the way as it came back in. So just want to see if that can make the turn here back to the upside. I also have in oil and gas, AR and Taro Resources. Let me zoom out on this one a little bit. Nice cup with handle pattern here. It started to poke through. Wasn't able to close above, but look, good volume coming up the right side and even pushing through. 21.99 the standard pivot there, so just need that to get through there and stick. And this type of volume pattern looks good, so I'd like to see that similar volume come in as it closes above 21.99. Again, that's Antero AR. Also, a couple more here. Booking. This group really been doing well in travel booking. What we had a descending trend line here and a pivot that came through nicely. Good volumes, multiple pocket pivots up the way up. Now it looks like you're putting in a handle here. 27.15.66 would be the standard pivot from this high. Look for this to maybe go consolidate a little bit more this run. Move sideways, put in it's only got a couple days worth of handle here. So if we put in a little bit more of a handle here, consolidate sideways, then look for the push through 27.15.66. Again, the standard pivot there with booking BKNG. And then one more, METC, Ramaco Resources. Another cup with handle pattern. You were in the pinch there, came out of there through that descending trend line. Bunch of pocket pivots up the right side. Cup with handle now, 1740, the standard pivot there. 1020 cloud right there as well. 10 portion acting as support now. So just want to see if we can get continuation upside off of there. And then big volume move through 1740 would be confirmation. Again, that's Ramaco Resources, METC. That's all I have into the week ahead. Hope you have a great trading week, and I will see you over on FinTwit.